What's up guys, it's DK Wrestler here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about South Park sodas that I would like Funko to make.
Like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Where's the notification bell?
It's to the right of you.
Oh.
Now, as of the recording of this video, obviously, South Park Funko sodas do not exist yet, which is a little bit of a surprise because of the popularity of the TV series. And for this video, when making the list of Funko sodas I would like to see, I stayed away from essentially doing, let's say, Cartman, Kyle, Stan, and Kenny, because we know when Funko eventually does Funko soda figures for South Park that they would do those normal versions of those main characters. And I'm going to be listing 5 Funko sodas for this list, with one of them actually being a Funko soda 6-pack, so definitely stay tuned. Now, the first Funko soda that I have listed here is Terence from obviously the Terence and Philip show. And the reason I didn't do Terence and Philip is because I have a different chase that would make sense for Terence. I went with Fat Terence from the, I believe it was Earth Day episode, where they're trying to get the Terence and Philip show to come to South Park to do one of their shows, but then finding out that Terence and Philip actually broke up as a comedy duo, and the boys end up finding Terence kind of like very big. And obviously I know there would be a weight difference as terms to obviously the common and the chase, because one would be heavier than the other, but I think that chase would definitely be better than having essentially the Funko Pop chase of what Terence was, which is just him holding the Canadian flag. The second Funko soda I have listed down is Chef. Now for this one, I actually do have a limited piece that I would put this at, because normally I do put the limited piece, but I couldn't think of what I would do for Terence. So for Chef, I have it limited to 12,000 pieces. I think that's a perfect number, because if you did Funko sodas of the main 4 boys for South Park, they'd probably be between 15 to 20,000. So I feel like Chef would be a lower piece count, but still high enough because he is a pretty popular reoccurring character. So for the common, you would have Chef as his normal self with the apron and his chef hat, obviously, because he works in the cafeteria. And for the chase, you would simply have a slight different mold change of him singing. I think it'd be cool to kind of make the chase, instead of maybe a color change or a different outfit change, just keep it the same attire, but him in singing mode. So you can easily have kind of like his eyes completely closed and his arms just sticking out, so that you can tell that he's actually singing in that Funko soda. So the third Funko soda I have listed down is Mr. Garrison, and I think Mr. Garrison would turn out very well in Funko soda form, considering that he translated very well into Funko Pop form. Now for this Funko soda, I actually have it listed as a specialty series exclusive, and that is mainly because the Funko Pop that was originally made so many years ago was also a specialty series exclusive. So I definitely think it would make sense to kind of make another exclusive like that, to where it is exclusive, but it is more accessible than, let's say, a Hot Topic exclusive where it's only exclusive to Hot Topic. I have this soda also limited to 12,000 pieces, and the chase is a little bit lazy, but it does make sense, which the common obviously would be exactly how the Funko Pop is, in which it would be Mr. Garrison with the Mr. Hat puppet, but for the chase, it would be Mr. Garrison with Mr. Twig, which obviously Mr. Twig being the new puppet during the series when he decides to kind of ditch Mr. Hat because Mr. Hat is a bad influence on him. It would be something that Funko could easily do, because it's just a slight mold change as terms to the object. The common would have Mr. Hat, and then you're just switching out with Mr. Twig as terms to the chase figure. The fourth Funko soda figure I have here is for a character that has not been made into a Funko Pop yet as of the recording of this video, and that character is Timmy, my favorite character in all of South Park. Though Funko has made a product of him before, which was a Wacky Wobbler in the past, I'm surprised that Funko has not made a pop of him yet. So for this figure, I would have it limited to 10,000 pieces, and I'm not exactly sure whether this would be a common or this would be exclusive to, let's say, a Hot Topic, a Box Lunch, or even a Funko Shop exclusive. But for the common, it'd be regular old Timmy, of course, him in his wheelchair. And then for the chase figure, I actually have it as Gangster Timmy from the episode where essentially Jimmy gets heated about Christopher Reeves getting so much recognition of it being a handicap, yet he was not born a handicap. And then Timmy and Jimmy end up joining the Crips, thinking that that's a group of people that were born handicaps, but obviously we know what the Crips, and then especially the Crips and the Bloods, are. So it was a pretty funny episode, and I think it would be very cool. You wouldn't really have to change the molding all that much as terms to the chase figure for Timmy, because being Gangster Timmy, all you would have to add is the bandana for clothing and essentially any jewelry that he'd be wearing during this gangster persona. And the fifth and final Funko soda figure that I have here for a potential South Park lineup, like I mentioned at the beginning, it is a 6-pack of sodas. And it definitely makes sense for this case because it is a Coon and Friends 6-pack. I think this definitely makes sense, especially because there are multiple characters within the Coon and Friends series of episodes on South Park. And you can easily, instead of making those versions as singular figures, you can make them into a 6-pack. And especially, I can only imagine what Funko, or I should say Loungefly, could pull off for the cooler part of this soda figure 6-pack. I think it would look really, really cool. So I think the 6 figures I have listed here definitely make sense for the 6-pack, which I will list the figures with what I think would be the chase involved, which I will mention, obviously, this would be limited to 10,000 pieces and exclusive to the Funko shop, because every single Funko Soda 6-pack that has been made so far, which as of this video, it is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Blacklight sodas, and then the Scooby-Doo Soda 6-pack, were Funko Shop exclusives, and each can was limited to 10,000 pieces. Which the 6 figures I have listed here, of course, would be, first off, the Coon, which the chase version would obviously have to be flocked because it definitely makes sense because the Coon is like a raccoon as terms to the attire. The second figure would be of Mysterion, and the chase would be Bloody Mysterion. And I think this makes sense for the simple fact of that one part of the like 3-part series of Coon and Friends episodes where he actually gets, I believe it was shot or stabbed, and he's covered in blood. So I think that definitely makes sense, and especially for the fact that one of the powers for Mysterion is the fact that he simply cannot die. The third figure I have would be the Human Kite, and the chase figure would be Glow in the Dark. And I think the Glow in the Dark specification would make sense for the simple fact that the main power of the Human Kite is not only that he can fly, but he also shoots lasers out of his eyes. So I think it definitely makes sense that for the chase figure, you can easily change the eye color from black to red, and you make the red eyes glow in the dark to kind of give that laser effect. And I think that definitely would make sense for the Human Kite Funko Soda. The next figure I have would be Tool Shed, and the easy route would obviously be a metallic chase. Mainly because Tool Shed, his main power is like the mindset over different tools, and obviously depending on what tools he has, a lot of them would probably be made of metal, which obviously a lot of times metal would be shiny. So obviously the safe route here would be to have a chase figure being metallic. Next up would be Professor Chaos, in which the chase figure would just be a simple pose change. There wasn't really much you can do with Professor Chaos in this case, and even though he was made before the Coon and Friends series, he is featured in the Coon and Friends series of episodes in South Park, and you can have him in a normal pose exactly how you have the Funko Pop of Professor Chaos, and then you have a simple pose change of maybe like an evil diabolical laugh as the chase, because like I mentioned, there's not really much you can do as terms to the chase figure. Besides maybe glow in the dark, because the outfit is very close to green, even though it's more of like an aqua color, but we already have a Funko Soda figure for the 6-pack that would be glow in the dark, so I just decided not to make this one also glow in the dark. And the last figure for the Soda 6-pack would be Mint Berry Crunch. And it was very difficult to come up with a chase figure for Mint Berry Crunch because obviously we already had a flocked version, we already have a glow in the dark, we had a metallic, and we had so many different specifications and pose changes. There wasn't really much you can do with it, but I thought of one idea that I think would make sense, and that's making the chase a black light figure. I think it'd be really cool to kind of switch up the colorway, especially where you can maybe keep the main colors of pink and green on the majority of the suit, but make those colors a little bit more brighter so that it goes with the black light effect, and then you can just come up with a bunch of different colors that would be really cool and would pop out with those light greens and pinks. Anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video on Funko soda figures I would like to see for a potential South Park lineup, make sure you smash that like button. Comment in the comment section below and let me know what Funko soda figures you would want to see if Funko made a South Park lineup of soda figures. And as said in the little intro, make sure you press the subscribe button for more content like this video in the future, and press the little bell beside it to be notified of when that future content gets released. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video and hope to see you guys next time. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here. Follow us on all of our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Funko Popcast. If you want to check out some of our other content that's featured on our channel, you can click either the playlist that's on your screen right now featuring previous episodes of our weekly podcast, A Funko Popcast, or we have suggested a video for you guys in relation to today's video.